Howdy, 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 my name is Anashi Sasuke, and welcome back to Let's Read the SCP Foundation Wiki. In the last episode, we read Reverse Mirror Voodoo Doll Stick Puppet, Operations Table, Cow Seeds, Crybaby, and Liquid Polecat. At least one of those was exactly what it sounded like, which was this one, and one of them was recklessly terrifying, which was this one. In today's episode, we're going to be reading about Robo Dude, the Mannequin, Interdimensional Spiderweb, A Perfect Day, and A School of Fish. So, let's check out the Robo Dude. Look at him. SCP-846 is to be contained in a reinforced steel safe located in storage unit blank at site blank. The containment area is to be guarded by 3 security personnel at all times. Any unauthorized personnel attempting to access the Robo Dude are to be taken into custody and interrogated by on-site security. Activation of 846 must be authorized by at least 3 level 4 personnel. Any testing of 846 is to take place at an on-site firing range. Okay. SCP-846 is a plastic toy robot measuring 20 centimeters in height and 5 centimeters in width. The bottom of 846's right foot bears the text, Robo Dude, now with voice command action by Dr. Wondertainment. Signs of paint chipping and minor damage to 846 indicate that it is roughly 10 years old, although attempts to question 846 on this have been ignored. It's the interview 1. Oh boy, Dr. Wondertainment stuff. I was told that I was going to like this article, so yeah, this should be interesting. Dr. Wondertainment's a nice enough dude. SCP-846 is operated using a small controller featuring an on-off button, a speak button, and a small microphone. It is activated by using the on-off button, and verbal communication can be facilitated using the speak button. It appears to be extremely well programmed, if not sentient, and will respond to most questions posed to it. SCP-846 identifies itself as Robo Dude and claims that it possesses 350 robo accessories. When asked to use one of these accessories, the torso of 846 slides open, revealing the desired accessory, which it then proceeds to utilize. The interior appears to change completely each time it is asked to utilize an accessory. 846 seems to be unable to utilize these accessories without being instructed to do so. 846 has claimed to possess, among other things, a fire drill, tested, functioned as a flamethrower, an energy laser, functioned as a pistol, a boom ray, functioned as a rocket launcher, the Meltotron 5000, tested, sprayed acid at target, the Ultra Plasma Rifle, functioned as an assault rifle, the Hydrogen Cannon, functioned as a children's water gun, the Bug Spray, released unidentified organisms that consumed the wooden target, a ray gun, a stream of gamma radiation, and atomic grenade. We're not testing the atomic grenade. History. SCP-846 was brought into containment after an unknown individual delivered it in a sealed package to Redacted, a front company for the SCP Foundation. The label of the package simply read, Merry Christmas! Agents, upon learning of 846's unusual properties, informed their superiors. 846 was subsequently taken into Foundation custody. Dr. Blank activates 846. Thank you for purchasing your very own Robo Dude, made by Wondertainment. Any attempt to operate Robo Dude other than in accordance with the product instructions, including any attempt to open or service Robo Dude, is likely to result in unpredictable behavior. Dr. Wondertainment is not liable for any damage, destruction, or loss of personal or real property, or for any injury up to and including death, to the owner, the operator, or others which may result from the operation of Robo Dude functions. By interacting with Robo Dude in any way or by remaining in Robo Dude's presence within 5 seconds following the completion of this announcement, you accept the terms and conditions described in this announcement as amended and supplemented by Dr. Wondertainment from time to time, whether before or after acceptance, and agree to hold blameless Dr. Wondertainment and everyone affiliated with Dr. Wondertainment from and against all liability or losses relating to Robo Dude. Dr. Wondertainment reserves all rights and remedies, including but not limited to intellectual property rights in and to Robo Dude, Robo Pal, Robo Accessories, and all patents, trademarks, copyrights, and other intellectual properties embedded and embodied therein. Greetings, Robo Pal. Hello, SCP-846. How are you? Robo Dude is functioning at full capacity, Robo Pal. That's nice. I'd just like to ask you a few questions, SCP-846. Where were you produced? Robo Dude is the intellectual property of Dr. Wondertainment. Alright, when were you made? Robo Dude is the intellectual property of Dr. Wondertainment. Okay, SCP-846. This unit is designated Robo Dude. Please refer to Robo Dude as Robo Dude. No. Please tell me about yourself, SCP-846. This version of Robo Dude is equipped with over 100 new Robo accessories and Robo features, including voice action, power punch, and Robo dance. Robo Dude will now demonstrate Robo dance. No thank you, SCP-846. I'd like to... At this point, 846 began a Robo dance which lasted 23 minutes. 846 ignored all questions during this time period. Are you finished? Robo dance is complete, Robo pal. How do you access new weapons, 846? There's no way they could all fit inside of you. Robo Dude is equipped with Interior Shift, an innovative new robo feature from Dr. Wondertainment. Interesting. How are you responding to my questions? Have you been programmed to do so? Robo Dude is the intellectual property of Dr. Wondertainment. SCP-846, tell me why you're able to respond to questions. Do not intimidate Robo Dude. End log. Dr. Wondertainment stuff is always so great. But now it's time for the Mannequin, which is probably less great. It's Euclid, so we're off to a start. SCP-846 is to be kept in a reinforced modified humanoid containment chamber. For the purpose of ongoing behavioral studies, the room is to be fully furnished with a bed, dresser, couch, table, chair, full-length mirror, sink, shower, and toilet. For the Mannequin? The floor of the chamber is to be constructed with a 1 cm exposed beams of copper, which can be electrified remotely to a minimum of 50 kV kilovolts? Probably kilovolts. Potential. A 50 cm square safe zone at the rear right corner of the containment chambers to remain free of copper beams in the case of personnel inside containment during disabling of 847. No meals are to be provided. All personnel posted to SCP-847 must be armed with a shock baton rated at least 30 kilovolts or greater. Only, it used to say men, now it says XY males identifying as such are to be assigned to or permitted within a 50-meter radius of 847. What does that say? Individuals with Klinefelter or Turner syndromes have not been tested with 847 at this time and should not be considered eligible candidates for 847 duties. After the results of Experiment G, upon order of the Ethics Committee, intersex, transgender, and non-binary personnel are prohibited from working with, handling, or approaching 847 for their own safety and well-being. When assigning personnel to 847, preference is to be given to men who are not sexually attracted to women. Description: SCP-847 is a human female mannequin, 156 centimeters tall and 27 kilograms in mass, constructed of human hair and an unknown composite fibrous polymer that abrades and shatters similarly to porcelain. Exploratory laparoscopy of 847 shows the presence of internal structures resembling an incomplete set of bones, organs, and major blood vessels composed of the same polymer. Small amounts of a black volatile resin similar to plastination compounds leak from the eyes and damage regions of the mannequin. 847, it used to say, has always been, and now it says, is normally at some level of disrepair, with shattered areas on the torso, head, and limbs. See Addendum B for details. 847 is animate and moves with erratic, stiff motions, shuddering to maintain balance. It demonstrates different behaviors depending on the genotypical sex and identified gender of nearby humans. These behavioral patterns are grouped as Pattern Z, Y, and X. Pattern Z occurs when there is no human within 50 meters. 847 remains inanimate and silent 99.5% of the time under these conditions. When animate, 847 will dress in any available clothes, stand in front of any available full-length mirror, and return to an inanimate state, adopting a pose that showcases the outfit worn. It favors clothing which is designed for young women and which leaves ample skin exposure. On rare occasions, 846 will scratch short messages on nearby surfaces with a finger or, depending on the state of disrepair, with an available appendage. Messages written since entering Foundation custody are found in Addendum C. Is that even here? Probably not. But maybe it is. It is a pretty long entry. Pattern Y behaviors are adopted when there are male subjects but no female subjects within 50 meters, independent of intervening obstacles. Initial stage behaviors involve emitting vocalizations resembling high-pitched whimpering gasps. Vocalizations were deeper upon initial acquisition and have become increasingly higher in pitch over time. See audio log 32 for comparisons. I wonder if that's actually here. And adopting more provocative poses. Occasional shudders can be observed during this time. After 3 to 5 minutes of the initial stage, 847's behavior enters a secondary stage, during which it becomes fully animate, approaching any male subject, adopting a hunched pose and appearing to look up into the subject's eyes. Vocalizations during this period become more frequent and longer in duration. Subjects are able to handle and freely alter or pose 847 during this time. When posed, it holds a new pose as balance allows. The new pose. The final stage of Pattern Y behavior occurs approximately 5 minutes after all subjects have left the 50-meter perimeter of 847. It will then shatter select portions of its body and or internal structures. Once shattering or extraction is complete, it emits sobbing vocalizations and returns to Pattern Z behaviors. Pattern X behaviors occur when any female subject approaches within 50 meters independent of intervening obstacles, whether male subjects are present or not. 847 will emit vocalizations resembling distressed grunts and screeches, immediately animate and physically attack the woman. During pattern X behaviors, 847's strength and speed are greatly increased with sprints of up to 45 kilometers per hour and exertion of 40 kilonewtons of force having been measured. During an attack, 847 will occasionally shatter an appendage, usually a finger or toe, in order to produce a sharp edge. So to basically just shatter a bottle and go, ha ha! Furthermore, plastination resin is released from its eyes, mouth, and shattered section of its body. Resin falling in open wounds results in a quick hardening of soft tissues that spreads until the victim's body reaches a composition of the similar polymer as 847. Following plastination, 847 will harvest selected body parts from the victim corresponding to damaged sections of its own body. It will fuse these parts to its body via the resin. Not all damaged sections will be repaired in this way. Upon completion of harvesting, 847 will return to Y or Pattern Z behaviors. The resin produced by 847 has been shown to have its anomalous plastination effects occur only when applied to soft tissues of women. The resin has no effect on cadaverous, non-human, or male tissue. Application of high voltage electricity in excess of 10 kilovolts will cause a temporary solidification of the resin, resulting in 847 becoming inanimate for approximately 5 minutes regardless of the behavior pattern expressed at the time. Addendum A. Recovery log. A federal human trafficking investigation led to the discovery of 847 in the basement of an abandoned blank department store in Las Vegas, Nevada, on August 23, 1983, surrounded by partially disassembled or broken non-anomalous female mannequins wrapped in plastic sheets. FBI agents on the scene witnessed 847 exhibit pattern Y behaviors. Initially thinking it a trafficking victim, agents moved in to assist. 847 then switched to pattern X and attacked one of the agents. The agent subdued 847 with her stun gun, leading to the discovery of high voltage electricity as a tool for containment, and was evacuated from the basement. The UIU was informed of the situation. Foundation agents were contacted through regular channels and 847 was secured. Despite signs of human habitation, the trafficking victims were never found. Addendum B, Shattering Event Log. Notable shattering events are listed below. Due to the shattering and harvesting behaviors of 847, it has significantly altered appearance since entering Foundation custody. See photos and log for different stages of completion. Here is the original appearance of 847. Object was 90% intact at time of discovery. That is a weirdly large amount of cleavage for a mannequin. August 27th, 1983. Shatters chest after researchers leave containment. Researcher Blank was heard to verbally note unrealistic proportions in the containment chamber during initial placement. Researchers are advised to avoid any verbal commentary regarding 847 while in the containment chamber. Replacement harvest on September the 12th, 1983. Okay, so somebody actually was like, that's not really normal for a mannequin, and it responded by shattering its chest and getting a new one. May 14th, 1984. 847 shatters nose after experiment E with disposable 8334. As part of regular testing protocol, subjects are not informed of 847's shattering behavior after the subject leaves the containment chamber. See partial debriefing interview below. Is there anything about the appearance of 847 that you particularly noticed? You mean other than being a living, breathing mannequin? Well, her nose looks funny. You know how those nostrils just flare out like that? They're just pits, not covered nicely. Did you say anything regarding 847's nose to it? Nothing. She's not something you can talk to, doesn't talk back, but doesn't listen either. Replacement harvest on October the 20th, 1984. At the conclusion of this harvest, female disposable testing with 847 was prohibited on order of the Ethics Committee. April the 21st, 1995, tears out all head hair and extracts liver after experiment J with disposable 13928. Did you make any comment about 847's hair? Oh, there's the photo as it was taken from the hair ripping. I know, right? The 80s are over. Heck, that was almost 70s. Please answer the question. You got it all on film? Nah, I didn't say much of anything. I was just hella impressed with an actual living doll. Real fine piece of ass, too. I suppose I can't take her drinking, though, being plastic and all. And me still locked up, of course. Well, thank you, disposable dude. We're done here. You're welcome. You think we can run this experiment again sometime? Hair replaced July 13th, 2013. Liver replaced August 12th, 2013. Photo of 847 taken in September 21st, 2013 in researcher Jensen's office. Okay, so looks like March the 1st, 2005. Tears out all pubic hair during a period of pattern Z behavior. Of note is that this is the only shattering event that has not been linked to a pattern Y period. 847 has not attempted replacement. And then September 23rd. Extracts brain, eyes, clavicle, and shatters hands. Researchers notes. 847 had become fully intact under researcher Tyler Jensen's supervision. On September 22nd, researcher Tyler Jensen was reprimanded, discharged, and stripped of all standing with the Foundation due to multiple ethics committee and standard procedure violations that resulted over a period of 2 months in the death of 9 disposable dudes, and ended with Jensen's affecting the containment breach of 847, resulting in an additional 2 fatalities. In the interest of reducing 847's capabilities, a test was authorized with D7294, which is SCP-2458, chosen because he had been convicted of multiple murders of a sexual nature. Shattering event lasted 45 minutes, with 847 emitting novel, screechy vocalizations throughout. Partial debriefing interview follows, which is wriggle like a eel. Please state your opinion of SCP-847. Cute. It knows its place. Please elaborate. The way it squeals and grovels, it knows what it's there for. Pity it does a lousy job. In what way? It doesn't follow orders. Yes, you can pose it, humiliate it, but it doesn't do much more than mule anyway. I had to break off a finger just to see if it mattered. It didn't. You know, it's ironic. You dream your entire life of finding a woman who's that compliant, that devoid of thought, that helpless to your every whim. And when you find her, she's just a useless mannequin who can't do anything. Thank you, D7294. We're done here. Guards, please escort D7294 back to his cell. Okay. Addendum C, message log. Below is a log of all messages written by 847 to date while in Foundation custody. Attempts to communicate with 847 have met with failure. 847 does not use words when vocalizing and does not respond to questions asked by personnel, whether spoken or written. And there's no audio log, like I said. Come back! I can do better! Where are you? Where's my prince? I can change. You can own me. You're my master. Don't leave me. Whatever you want. 1979 to 2009. Too old. I can be young for you. What's wrong with me? I'm sorry. I'm worthless. Daddy, I'll be good. Alright. So. I do find it kind of ironic that, like, immediately after I commented on how it's not normal for a mannequin to be built like that, the first thing was, is told that shatters chest and gains new chest and looks like this now. And evidently the reason she looks like that, the mannequin looks like that now, is because this guy was just basically feeding her disposable women so that she could fix herself. Went from this to this. I can't, oh, there's a little Hello Kitty shirt and everything. I can't imagine how the harvesting works. Like, I know it says it sticks it in place with the resin, but for it to go together that well. Also, the fact that the interview is its own separate thing. I'm not going to actually read it. Look, it's on Mount Golgotha Hub. Is this one of the Apocalypse things? I think this is one of the Apocalypse things. Yeah, it's one of the Apocalypse things. But we're not going to read that one because it sounds like it's probably very terrible. And even if I didn't care about YouTube getting mad at me for it, it would probably make me personally uncomfortable to read that. So, interdimensional spiderweb. It's Euclid, and it's pretty. Prior to initial containment, visible strings caught in web are of unknown origin. SCP-848 is contained in a 10 by 10 by 5 meter isolation chamber, which is to contain several non-organic structures that may be used by one specimen to construct two. One specimens usually do not need to be fed, but if they are unable to feed for periods lasting greater than 2 weeks or begin to exhibit signs of malnutrition, harmless insects may be introduced to 848's containment as food. The chamber must be cleaned at least once per week and continuously monitored for the appearance of anomalous objects. In the case of hostile organisms, armed response teams may be deployed and full nuclear, biological, chemical, and BC precautions should be observed by all personnel when retrieving objects from 2. Description: SCP-8481 is a colony of Nephila clavipes, golden silk orb weavers, aka banana spiders. I wonder what a banana spider looks like. Let's check it out. Huh. Oh, right, those spiders. Specimens are approximately 15% larger and significantly stronger and faster than normal banana spiders, but generally no more dangerous than a typical spider of the genus to humans and do not exhibit any particular hostility to humans in their containment. So a human walks in and they're like, howdy, I'm gonna just chill on this here banana. You do you. 2 is the web created by the banana spiders. As with normal banana spiders, 2 can be enormous and oftentimes reach diameters of 5 meters or more. The silk used in the production of 2 is somewhat stronger than of normal banana spiders, but otherwise appears normal in composition. Periodically, anomalous objects will be discovered and snared in 2. The frequency of these occurrences varies greatly, but typically occurs from once per week to up to a dozen in one day. Recorded objects found in 2 have included various flying insects typical to that of one's natural habitat. To date, over 300 recorded species of flies, moths, and other insects have been logged. Various flying insects that only exist in regions of the world where one is not known to populate, including exotic deep rainforest insects. Various kinds of scraps of inanimate objects, including paper and plant detritus. Several species of flying insects not known to modern science. Several unidentified organisms that quickly asphyxiated when exposed to oxygen and may not be terrestrial in origin. Data expunged and data expunged. I wonder if they got any more SCPs through that. Anomalous objects will appear on 2 despite having no plausible explanation for their origin, leading to the belief that 2 is able to catch objects from extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional locations. 1 is able to feed on most insects found on 2 and thus does not need to be regularly fed. Log of notable recovered objects. Date blankety blank blank. An unidentified insect appeared on 2. It appeared to have 12 legs, as well as an organ that could only be described as a blank blank, destroyed as a precaution. A flying insect resembling a terrestrial dragonfly with a wingspan of nearly 1 meter, believed to have become extinct approximately 150 million years ago, caused significant damage to 2 before being neutralized by 1's venom. 1 later repaired the damage to 2 without incident. Blankety blank blank, an unknown non-terrestrial organism which began screeching loudly before quickly expiring from asphyxiation and explosive exsanguination from its eyes. An autopsy performed by Dr. Blank determined that the creature was not capable of breathing oxygen and in fact could not survive in an atmosphere with Earth normal atmospheric pressure. Incident 1. On blank blank blank, a data expunged materialized on 2 and immediately breached containment using a blank blank. The data expunged and data expunged before response teams were dispatched and terminated the subject after sustaining multiple casualties. Several specimens of 1 were killed during the incident, but a stable breeding population still remains. 848 has been redesignated Euclid class and revised containment procedures are pending review. I wonder what it was. We'll never know. I don't know why I'm scrolling up as if that's going to make the X come back. A perfect day. Well, a perfect day is safe, and it looks like it's a, I forget the word. Get out of here, Lego Movie! So, 849 is currently contained in storage unit blank located at site someplace. It is to be kept in a sealed sealed chamber measuring 5 by 5 meters, which is to be guarded by 2 security personnel at all times. It is to be checked for leaks every 3 days. That's the one, sensory deprivation chamber. Okay. Any unauthorized personnel attempting to enter 849 are to be detained by security and given scheduled visits with psychologist blank blank. Use of 849 must be authorized by 1 member of level 4 personnel. 849 is a sensory deprivation chamber first recovered by the Foundation from a health spa in blank blank. It measures 3 by 4 meters, is white in color, and is filled with an opaque gray liquid. When touched by a human hereafter referred to as the subject, this liquid instantly transports them and any items which are physically attached to them to a location designated 1. 1 takes the form of the subject's hometown or location the subject considers to be their home. This location is populated by civilian entities presumably produced by 1, which take the form of individuals the subject is familiar with, even if said individuals do not reside in a location being imitated. Time passes normally in this location, which has been confirmed by researchers measuring the time the subjects have disappeared for. For the first 17 hours of being within 1, the subject will experience an ordinary day with the exception that every situation the subject finds himself in will be resolved positively through apparent luck. The subject will typically make amends with civilian entities imitating individuals whom the subject has wronged or been wronged by during this period. After 17 hours have passed in 1, the quality of the imitation will begin to rapidly degrade. Effects of this process include, but are not limited to, bizarre and nonsensical situations, illogical changes in civilian entity and appearance in biology, impossible geometry. And here's a picture of a person who was actually a statue who was also actually a granite rock puking water. During the last 15 minutes of residing in 1, subjects have reported the breakdown of physical laws such as gravity, also often causing stress and anxiety. After 24 hours have passed, all subjects will be forcibly ejected from 1. That doesn't really sound like a perfect day. That sounds like a perfect most of the day, except for the part when you should have been sleeping. This is your own fault for witnessing this. And the School of Fish. I'm about to say, you better not be Keter. That wouldn't make any sense. SCP-850 is not dangerous unless threatened. However, As it reacts to containment as a threat, measures must be taken to ensure that it does not know that it is contained. 850 must be kept in a large habitat maintained in redacted ocean. The boundaries of this habitat are to be marked and enforced by concrete walls several feet in thickness designed to appear as a reef. SCP-850 is a spatial and biological anomaly. It externally appears to be a school of fish closely resembling in appearance and genetics the species Clopia harengus. Major differences include darker coloration and greater variance in size. An area exists within it in which space heavily bends. Internal area is far larger than external area. The exact area of this bent portion of space is unknown, but has proven to have a radius greater than 50 kilometers. Dr. Grangan has postulated that it could be infinite in size. All area that has been observed does contain water. It has been observed that in the increasingly deep layers of 850, the fish seem to become increasingly different from Clopia harengus. And what is that? A herring. Okay. This is seemingly to become, in part, self-dependent. Though the specimens in the outer swarm depend primarily upon external creatures for food, the varied species further in seem to prey on each other. Despite preying upon one another, all fish in the school work together. Due to the sheer size of 850, this typically provides enough force to kill a predator or destroy a barrier. Addendum 1. The entrance to the bent area of space does not allow for submarines to enter, though this is not a problem for human divers. Thus, for a study of life deep within 850, the Bottle Ship Project has been initiated. The aims of the project are as follows. To build a large submarine inside 850 without disturbing 850 by the method of carrying various parts inside and then assembling them. Addendum 2. The Bottle Ship Project has been completed. The resulting ship and its crew have been assigned the designation of Reconnaissance Task Force Omicron 6, aka Trilobite. Observation of internal organisms is to begin. Addendum 3. Two major results have thus far been observed. The first is that 850 is indeed far larger than the initial guess of 50 kilometers in radius. The second is that the organisms are becoming gradually far different from Clopia harengus and are assuming many ecological niches. The size seems to vary from several centimeters to redacted, and are certainly recognizable as different species. Addendum 4. All signs from the Trilobite were lost. The last radar footage from the submarine seemed to show a data expunged. It had rapidly moved towards the ship. In the following minute, all communication systems ceased function. Camera footage shows the ship being torn apart by large teeth and flooded with water. Analysis of camera footage indicates redacted. 850 is pending reclassification to Keter. Reclassification to Keter denied. I mean, I feel like since they can't actually contain it because it's only contained as long as it doesn't know it's contained, and if the center of the school of fish is an infinite bend in space, and somewhere inside of it is some sort of creature with large teeth and the ability to eat submarines like baguettes, I feel like it might be worth it to be at least somewhere between Keter and Euclid. In any case, that about does it for this episode of Let's Read the SCP Foundation Wiki. In the next episode, we're going to read Lullabugs, more weird insects, because, I mean, there weren't any this episode. No, wait, there were! Spiders! So, more weird insects, Lunar Anomaly, Weather Preserves, Dream Bridge, and the Film Hall. This is just going to be weird clean through, isn't it? The whole of the 800s are just going to be really freaking weird. Well, if you liked it, a like and a subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you'll need to do either one of those things, and I will see y'all in the next one. Later.